my channel, The Fancy Hat Lady Reads. I am wearing one of my fancy booktube hats, and today I am filming what is unfortunately my first video of the new year because I ended up taking a longer break from booktube for the new year than I intended. I sat down to film this video towards the end of January and realized, oh no, my camera is totally broken and it doesn't work anymore. I need a new one. So this is my first video with my new camera. Crossing my fingers that I like how this video image turns out. I will probably be futzing with this setup a little bit going forward, but I'm hoping that this is a significant video quality upgrade from my previous camera. This, of course, is one of the most important yearly videos on my channel, which is the 5-star reads from the previous year video. 2021 was once again a really bad year for 5-star reads for me. I have 5 books on this list, and they are all from 2 series by 2 authors. The first series I want to talk about has been my absolute reading lifeline this year. These have been the books that have brought me the greatest happiness. These are the first 3 books in the Queen's Thief series by Whalen Turner. The first is The Thief. The second is The Queen of Attolia, and yes, I have the older edition of the second one and the newer edition of all the rest. I don't particularly care. And the third is The King of Attolia. This is a series that was published over a span of several decades, with many years passing between publication of the individual books. This first book works perfectly well as a standalone. It was published in the 90s. I read it as a kid, back when I think I was too young to appreciate it. These, to me, read consistently like YA, even though the idea of what YA is has changed over the course of the span of time during which these books were being released. These books have incredibly intricate political world building. They are set in a fantasy world that is very strongly based on the Mediterranean. The mythology in these books has some of that classical mythology feel to it, but the technology is more sophisticated, and they focus on 3 smaller kingdoms that are locked in political struggle with one another. There is very little overt magic in these books. What there is some instances of divine intervention. But if you know me, you know that if I give a book 5 stars, chances are the reason I'm giving it those 5 stars is because the characters are really strongly written. And that is absolutely the case with all 3 of these books, even though they do switch around narrative style and point of view significantly from book to book. I have now read the 4th book as well. It was also 5 stars for me. I'll be talking about it more in the future. This is a series that I feel like I see authors talking about more often than I see them still having significant popularity among readers. I think these books have been very foundational and very influential for a lot of authors who are now writing YA. So if you take one recommendation away from my year 2021 in booktube, it would be read the Queen's Thief series if you haven't already. And then the other series where I read 2 books that were both 5-star reads was the T-Dragon graphic novel series by Kay O'Neill. These are middle grade / all ages graphic novels. The T-Dragon Society is the first book that I reread before reading the T-Dragon Tapestry, which was the 3rd book. Book 2 is the T-Dragon Festival. It's a prequel. I had read it recently enough that I didn't feel the need to reread it. These are extremely wholesome, inclusive, slice-of-life style fantasy with just absolutely gorgeous, stunning art in a very distinctive style. I recommend these for kids and adults alike. Anyone who wants a very pretty book that feels like a warm hug. There are, of course, the T-Dragons of the title, which are a huge selling point. They are these little domesticated dragons that grow tea leaves on their heads and bond very closely with their caretakers. But there are also strong themes about community, about developing skills, learning new things. There's a lot of sort of old-fashioned craftsmanship in these books with these characters, and also themes about growing and changing and accepting that change as part of your personal journey. These are just extremely lovely books. So there you have it. Those were the 5 books that I gave 5 stars to in 2021. Let me know if you had a good reading year by your standards for 5-star books or not. By my standards, this was a rather poor reading year, both in number of books and in number of 5-star reads, but I know everyone has slightly different standards. Let me know if you've also read any of these books and what you think. Anyhow, I hope you're having a very nice day. That is all. Bye for now.